Hi, my name is Søren. Welcome to the third entry in my diary, where I will continue the workshop tour, and this time I promise you it will be short and sweet. I'll do some machining, grind some valves, and I have an unpleasant surprise for myself at least. And at the end of the video I will show some tools that I hope can find a new owner. Hope you'll enjoy.
Last time I forgot to show you what also lightens up my workshop. It's my entertainment system. As you see, I have my amplifier in the cabinet with a small window so the remote will catch it. And on my TV I have a screensaver with pictures from all of my Marini friends. So that brightens up my everyday in the workshop. But let's go up to the loft.
I'm a bit embarrassed about showing you my loft because it's a terrible mess up here. But since I'm doing this valve grinding job, I might as well show you what I have up here. As I said, it's a sort of an extension of my workshop. I have this tube bend over here and my very nice valve grinder here. It's an old Danish one I bought very cheap. Very nice and heavy machine. As I said, my compressor's up here, and I have a sandblasting cabinet over here, and the rest is pretty much Marini parts. I'm planning to extend it even further down here, but I don't want to show you that because that's really a mess.
The original valve guides are made of cast iron, but I'm using bronze. This outside diameter is the one that goes into the cylinder heads. I'm simply copying the original ones, and they're 400s over 11 millimeters. So I guess the nominal size is 11. So a fairly good press fit. Here I'm testing the temperature to see if I can count on my measurements. The other end of the guides are also 11 millimeters, but they only need to be 11-ish, so I'm simply turning it with my parting tool. If you wonder about the large overhang, the last job I did, I had to cut rather deep, and since I'm being lazy, I haven't shortened the overhang. But as this is bronze, it's no problem to turn with this larger overhang. The ends are tapered, and this end is of course the one that goes into the port. I'm drilling with a 5.8 millimeter drill. The valve shafts are 6 millimeters, so and I will ream once the guide is put into the cylinder head. The other end is also tapered. I'm rounding off the ends. It's not like that with the original guides, but since this is straight in the gas flow, I don't think it hurts that these are round instead of having an edge. And then of course it's simply to pot it off. I go back and forth a couple of times if just there should be any flecks in the parting tool. I always do some porting. As you see, it's often discussed if you should have a smooth port, so you will have a fast gas flow, or you should have roughness to the surface, so you will have turbulence to the gas mixture. I'm always a bit torn between the two arguments, but since the marine heads have rather crooked ports and also has a Heron combustion chamber, I think there's plenty of turbulence to the mixture. So I always smooth it a bit out, and you can always make sure that there are no obstacles, and at least that the diameter is the same all the way through. The valve grinding is a straightforward task. I clean the valves in the lathe, and then it's a simple job on the valve grinder. And you're right, the valves aren't made with the utmost precision.
To cut the valve seats, I've invested in these very, very nice New Way valve seat cutters. They're really expensive, but with a bit of luck and patience, you can find them on eBay, and that's what I did. I think I searched for a year before I found them for the correct price. Otherwise, you have to pay quite a lot of money for them. So they only need to be clean, and the valve seat angle is of course 45 degrees. The next angle I think is 75 degrees as far as I remember. And with that angle you determine the width of the mating surface here. And it's stated in the blue manual. It's 1.7 for the exhaust and 1.4 millimeters for the inlet. I tend to make them a bit smaller because they get worn with time. But I don't think you should make them too small, or that's my intuition anyway, because they of course the heat transfer from the valves will take place with this mating surface here.
Of course, I'm also lapping the valve and valve seats, so they have a perfect fit together. Before I got my valve grinder, this was an hour-long job. Now it's only a matter of minutes, and then it's finished.
And instead of these original heavy steel, yeah, whatever they're called, I'm going to use mount these aluminum ones. It's a German Modinista, Mike, who he made these ones, and he was kind enough to give them to me as a present. So, as I said, you simply mount these ones, or I do it like this. Make sure they're pre-pressed, and then onto the drill press. I've just noticed the source of all the problems. I hope you can see it here. The piston is cast with a hole for the wrist pin that is too big, and even though they have managed to machine some of it, I don't know if you can see it, halfway through the hole it's machined, and the rest, the outside here, you can see it's still the casting. And if you look closely here, the hole isn't round. It's the same thing on the other side, just much worse. Of course, it has had some battering from the clip going out, but it's clearly to see that this is casting, and they haven't even been able to machine the nut for the ring properly. And yeah, you might see it also here. It's only machined halfway through the hole on the inside. And yeah, well, probably under normal conditions that wouldn't be a problem, that the bearing or the mating surface is that small, but if there's nothing to hold the clip, so I might not be able to salvage that one after all, unless I can get a wrist pin that is 20.5 millimeters or something like that. Some time ago I got a good deal on a bunch of plug gauges. As I'm seeing in Denmark, I actually only have use for metric gauges, but there was also some inch gauges. They're a bit odd in sizes, as you might see. The only straight one is this one, which is half an inch. If anyone has any uses them, please send me a mail and I'll send them to you. There was also a couple of metric ones that were double, this 13, 15 and 16 millimeter, and this is also an odd size, millimeter size, and this one is a 2.7, which I also don't have any use for. So if you're interested, send me a mail and we'll figure something out. Morse taper, reduction sleeves, and a center in fairly good condition. It's mostly surface rust. They are all 4:3, these reduction sleeves. And again, if you're interested, write me a mail. I also have this one. It's ISO 40 and I think 22 millimeter. Yeah, 22. This fairly large two-post holder. It's around 125 millimeters, 5 inches. It's actually quite nice, but it's way too big for my lathe, so I've replaced it with a multi-fix holder. I only have these two holders, but they should be fairly easy to copy. I've searched the internet over and over again, and I haven't found any information about it. But maybe you will be more lucky than me. Supermatic. Yeah. If you're interested, write me a mail. My email address you will find at the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the like hits, and to the new subscribers, thank you, and I welcome to you also.